Hello, welcome to another video. Today I decided to do an art challenge. It's a 30-minute art challenge, so the art you're seeing on screen was done in 30 minutes. Now, I typically consider myself to be a decently fast artist, but at the same time, doing these in 30 minutes, I did 2 pieces of art, recorded them both, each was 30 minutes, and then they're sped up for this video, because I didn't want to have an hour-long video. I've just had a cat jump onto my lap, sorry, not that you can hear it, but, so there's 2 different artworks. I did 2 different portraits, so it's roughly from mid-shoulder, no, just below shoulders upwards. You can kind of see that taking shape on the screen now. Can't even remember what the first character was. I guess we'll see as this character appears more. I've got Akira on my lap. Oh, it's Oirik. I haven't drawn him in ages, so I guess that's why I decided to draw him. And yeah, as I was saying, I consider myself to be a decently quick artist. I used to take a lot longer with my art, but then when I first got into doing digital art, I was using a mouse, and I feel like that definitely kept me to a certain amount of slow, because while I got used to using the mouse and I was decent at it, it was like a little harder to get smooth lines, and there was always some kind of limit to that. And I think the thing I got quickest at drawing with the mouse was just random fruits, because I did go through a phase where I would just draw random items and random fruits instead of actually drawing characters. And I do think that maybe I should have, kept doing that more often, because maybe I need to know how to draw fruit, who knows. And then I got my first art tablet. It was a Huan little screenless, well, I say little, but it wasn't little. It was a Huan screenless tablet, and it was about the same size as my laptop's keyboard, so definitely not small. And I think the fact that I came from using a mouse and went to screenless tablet, that really helped me in terms of hand-eye coordination, because already I was used to looking at the screen and not really looking at my hands. So I didn't, it really didn't take me long to adjust to using a screenless tablet. I'm not sure I could have the same confidence with the screenless tablet now, because I have had my art tablet since end of last year. Akira's smooching the phone. As you can see on screen, I colour it in by, very slowly chunking it in. There are probably better ways of doing that, and I probably will have to figure out a quicker way of doing that rather than doing that. But for now, that's how I did it, and it definitely added a little bit of pressure, I'll be honest, to the trying to do art in 30 minutes. I think my art sped up a lot when I got the screenless tablet, and then it sped up more when I got the screen tablet. For at first, it was a little bit of adjustment to having a screen tablet, and then it was like, fine, that's the thing I'm used to now. And then lately, as my art improves, I think my art has actually been slowing down a little bit, as I figure out new things, add more things to the process and such, which is fine. But at the same time, I always liked the idea that my art was fast. Amy, a friend, recently commented that I'm very consistent in my art. I can't remember the exact comment, but in that I regularly draw every day, I think. I think that's what she was meaning by it. Which, yeah, I do. Yeah, she said I'm very consistent, and that I draw so much and it's inspirational, which I think is a really nice thing to say, and I should have added that to my... I'm collecting screenshots of when people have complimented me as a, hey, I can look back at this if I'm not feeling too good, and then maybe I will feel better. But I guess I am pretty consistent lately. I do draw every day now, which is weird, because I know even this time last year that was a little bit of a struggle. Like, I would struggle to draw every day, but now it's just kind of the default thing. Maybe it's because the process is so much easier because of the screen tablet, but at the same time, I think if you really enjoy art, then you're not going to, maybe you will find it easy even without a screen tablet or without any kind of tablet. Kind of just depends on your approach to things. Sorry, I got distracted watching the screen. I'm hoping to do more videos like this one, more art challenge type things, and show more of the process and talk more about the process. I only really started doing a lot of line art end of last year, for there was a phase earlier in the year where I did line art more often, but now I'm almost consistently doing line art on every piece, which I think line art really speeds the process up because I can colour the different pieces in any order. But when I did lineless art, and it was digital lineless art, it was different in that I have to do it in a certain order because I do whatever's on top first. So if I'm drawing a portrait like the one that you're seeing on screen, I would start by colouring the eyes, and then I would colour the face. No, wait, I would colour the eyes, and then I would colour the front part of the hair, because I would have to colour the hair in two different sections, and then I would colour the face, and then I would colour the shirt or clothing that they're wearing on their torso, and then I would colour either the neck or the arms or both if I'm just feeling a bit lazy and don't want to colour them separately. And then I would do the back piece of the hair. So I would work in a layers approach where I would do the things that are on for top first and then work my way backwards, so I'm seeing as much of the sketch as I can throughout the whole process. Surprisingly, at the end of this first 30-minute art piece, I had a little bit of time to fluff, so I added some extra colours. I use overlay layers a lot now because I just really like how they look, and I even added some clouds in the background, which was awesome that I had the time to do that. Yeah. But now that my process includes doing line art, it's kind of different, but not really. It's still kind of very much the same. Like, I see people talk about doing flats a lot. Like, does everyone just do all the flat colours and then shade all of them? Because I have never done that. I've always done a flat colour on one section, like the hair, and then shaded that, and then done the flat colour on the next piece, then shaded that, and so forth. And that definitely didn't change when I started doing line art at all. Maybe it should. Maybe that's a way of doing things quicker, getting the colours down quicker. I wouldn't know. This character on screen, I think, is Kario. Kario and Oryok are two characters I made around the same time. I think I made them in 2014. So they're not my oldest characters, but they're decently, they've been around a little while. I still haven't quite figured out their story yet. I was working on a little kind of mini comic about Kario, and that was based around the time her mother died. Am I doing line art or colouring? I'm doing line art. It's been a thing for me lately to do coloured line art. I've always really done coloured line art, I think, because I think the coloured line art adds some kind of fun to it. Like, it's all one colour typically, or I put a gradient over the line art. So on the drawing of Kario, I did blue because blue is kind of her main colour. But I have been enjoying doing white line art a little more often lately, because I feel like white line art just kind of pops in a nice way, but it also fades into the background in a nice way. It works in a similar way to black from what I can tell, but I'm not an expert with colours. Not an expert in the slightest. But, white line art, I enjoy it. So my process when it comes to doing art, when I'm doing line art, is I usually will do a rough sketch in which I do a circle for the head, and then I slowly layer up, and I'll decrease the opacity of the sketch layer, do another sketch over that, and do this repeatedly until I'm happy with the sketch. So it's just kind of building up on the sketch. Now, I did the sketch for these two 30-minute artworks a lot quicker, and I didn't do as many layers of sketch because I had a lot less time. It's funny because when you have a time limit, you think about the time a lot, and it's like, oh no, I'm running out of time, But if you're not paying attention to the time, I probably could do a headshot in 30 minutes and not really think much about it. But the fact that I had a timer and was watching the timer made it feel very rushed and panicked. But maybe I'll improve that if I keep doing these 30-minute challenges. So I do the sketches and then I will do the line art. I don't usually do any fixes, I do the line art in one go and that's about it. And that's probably a flaw of my art, the fact that I just go for it and leave it. And then I do the colouring, which you can see in both these is I generally do the eye first because I don't have line art in the pupil itself, so I do the eye first and then I can get rid of the sketch layer after the eye is done. So I'll colour and shade the eye and then maybe the skin, you know, kind of just depends on what I feel like colouring, but I'll do a flat of one piece and then shade that one piece and then move on to the next piece. And then once it's all done, I will either merge the line art with the coloured layer, or I will leave them separate and add all my environmental shading onto the colour, onto the, you know, the coloured layer, so it kind of fits into its background a little more. This usually just means adding a little bit of orange or yellowish colours to indicate which way the light is coming from, maybe adding a darkish green blue and the opposite to show that that's the shadowed area. It's not the most complicated, I'll admit, and maybe it will get more complicated as I improve with my art. I feel like I really improved within the last year and I'm really happy with that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what my art looks like this time next year. That's kind of part of why I like having, you know, videos in which I talk about my art and which I talk about how I'm feeling about my art, because it's not like I'm like, yes, I talk to friends on Discord about art and show them the things I'm drawing, but I don't exactly just go, yes, I am thrilled with this, I am happy with this, because I don't know, I don't want to feel like I'm boasting, and I feel like I'm boasting a little now even, and I feel like that's something all artists need to work on more. They need to, you know, we need to work on actually complimenting ourselves a little more and feeling proud and accomplished with our art. But, you know, there is always the, oh no, what if I'm boasting? Oh no, what if I'm annoying people? I've also taken, I say I've also taken, but I think I've been doing it for a while. I like adding a kind of drop shadow in the background, and sometimes I make it a rainbow. But yeah, that is the 30-minute challenge. I might do another one in future. If you want to, you can try the same thing, and definitely feel free to tag me in what you do on any social media. I would love to see it. In general, just always feel free to tag me in your art if you just want someone to see it. Because I know sometimes social media can feel a little bit empty and like, oh, there's no one seeing anything I do, what is the point of this? So yeah, feel free to tag me in what you do and I will see it. So yeah, see you in the next video. I hope you got to hear my cat purring, because I did, and I enjoyed it.